following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1.
T5 Apocalyptic August is upon us as we continue on the 2025 MRE Uno tournament. This is it, folks. This is the last opportunity to get yourself into the conversation for Super League, and we kick things off here in the Scorched 64. Today, the first of three streams that we've got for you begins in the Bunker region, as we've got Goldie from the Rookie class versus Captain from the Legend class. Resumes here in 2025 extremely similar as they look to advance their way further here in this fifth tournament. Take a look as what I'm talking about here, just how similar these two resumes are. 3 and 4 during the course of this tournament here. A 21 and 21, straight 500% there for Goldie. 21 and 20 for Captain. Super close. The only difference between the two is it was the advancement into this tournament here in 2025 for Goldie. He's never been in T5 here in Division 1 in 2024. Captain, on the other hand, has. He finished in the top 4. He is also a former tournament winner back during Aquatic April in 2024. Will that veteran, or in this case, legend experience come into play deep in the trenches? If we look at our specific resumes here coming into T5, we start first with Captain, as he in the last 3 tournaments has struggled to get out of the round of 64, was really strong back in March Madness as he advanced into the round of 8. And you look at the first 2 tournaments, who he ended up losing to went on to finish on the podium, Yepes in T1 and Gone in T2. On the other side, for Goldie, he's been trying to get out of the round of 32. He's been able to advance there in 3 of the 4 tournaments so far, but has not been able to advance any further. Got the early exit back during Automotive April in T2. He looks to advance into the round of 32 here in T5, but also take one step further into his first appearance into the round of 16. And for both of these two individuals, whoever ends up moving on, they've got a tough task in front of them, as they will be taking on the number 2 seed Background, who is on a bye. On the other side, Lane Sanders was waiting in the wings. He now knows that he'll be facing off against Yoshi, who was able to take James Ellison in a 4-2 victory. And as mentioned, this is the first of 3 stream games that are going to be taking place here on this Tuesday. Goldie and Captain right now. You've got Andy versus Drip coming up in the Tunnel region at 5 o'clock. That bookends the Zombie region with Cody Lamas and Bowtie. They're going to be facing off at 1 o'clock. We're back in the Bunker region at 1:30 as an 8 versus 9 seed, Hockey versus Brian. Our final stream game of the evening being at 8:30. That's in the Zombie region with Peter Onjak taking on Austin Rogers. And closing out the night in the Tunnel region, we've got the 3 seed Nick taking on the 14 seed Steven. It's a lengthy list of scheduling here as we get ready to whittle down our Scorched 64 into the round of 32. But that sets you up for what should be a tremendous matchup here today. Rookie versus Legend, Goldie versus Captain. We've got Luke that's refereeing here today. I'm Seth Cole, and I'm being joined on commentary by the one, the only, the boss KT. And KT, coming into this one on paper, this looks like a straight down the middle matchup. The resumes, as I mentioned, are super close here in 2025. Is it going to be the veteran experience here for Captain that's going to rise to the occasion, or do we end up seeing, we've had a strong rookie class here in 2025. Does Goldie maybe pull out a surprise victory here and advance into the round of 32 for the fourth time in his 5 tournament plays here in D1?
Yeah, Goldie. Oh, that's a woman, by the way. So that's her. But the bigger story, I think, to me, is that this Cap on this losing streak. It's not like Cap. I'm thinking about 1 year ago. He was already locked into Athens, pretty close to a regular season chip, and T5 was just another blip on the radar. Whatever happened, happened. Now he's lost 3 in a row since that March exit to Ypez and has not looked the same. But this is a pressure situation. Remember Cap, the last time he was a 10 seed or lower, what did he do? He won the tournament. That was back in T2. I can't rule him out. There's no way. You can't rule a guy like Captain out. He's too damn good. We know what he can do on the low tier. We know what he can do in general. The game he lost last time now was a classic 17-minute affair, which was nothing really big. It was just more of a quick style game. Goldie, it really has to just go back to the D2 experience of the championship to really have a pressure situation, because T5 didn't exist in D2, and who knows what that's going to be next year. But until we get that, it's hard to know what these guys will do in a T5 situation because they never played T5. It's a D1 exclusive thing. I'm interested to see how Goldie will commit to this low tier, how she'll have to adapt to it. I think Cap will throw 1 or 2 in there. And for Cap, I'm just interested to see what he will be able to do coming off this 3-game losing streak in first rounds, man. No bye islands to boot. It's been off round 1, so that's unlike Cap, but we have seen players do really well in March, and then they bookend the season in T5 and they make Super League somehow. And those are the only 2 major tournaments on the year, T1 and 5. So we'll see. I'll take Cap's question. I know Cap's going to probably type it out as well as Goldie. I'll go to Cap. Cap, I'll go to you, man, real quick. Obviously, this is not like you to lose 3 straight in a row. If you were to lose 3 straight in a row, you would think, okay, it'd be in the Sweet 16 or something, or at that point, you probably would have been safe. But now you're entering with just 3 wins. A lot to look forward to, though, today. Got to take it 1 game at a time. How do you try to handle Goldie here, who you may not see him play in this league? Maybe in other leagues you've seen play, but how do you try to handle Goldie in her rapid attack today? Go ahead. And Seth, you want to ask a question to Goldie? Go ahead.
Yeah, Goldie, I mean, obviously, still a chance to be able to advance into Super League. I believe the statistics showed you with a 23% chance if you end up picking up this victory here in this series. It's kind of been up and down. It's been almost a straight 500% here in terms of the win-loss record, but obviously really strong down in D2 to be able to advance here into D1 for 2025. How much of the experience of kind of being in the trenches back in D2 in those closing stages back in 2024 are you going to have to kind of call back on here in preparation for this matchup here in T5?
We'll see, because we don't know the experience with these D2 players. I believe Goldie's the first one coming in that got promoted. And they didn't have a T5. They're going to have to go back to that D2 chip experience to see a pressure situation. Cap, he's been here before. He knows. Remember, no one expected Cap to win T2 last year. I know it was the 7th season, all the theme was right, but it's not easy just to go out there and win a tournament from the theme. He was able to do it. Now we're in the apocalypse. Who knows? Anything can happen in the apocalypse. But I'm just interested. Cap made that mistake with hockey. Remember when he went upper tier and maybe he went back to his roots against Don. When he went back to his roots against Don, ironically, he would win games around 9-10.
See, Goldie answer says back in D2 didn't have access to this bot. Also was locked in the D2 chip after T3, not T4. So generally the level of competition is so much higher here in D1. That doesn't scare me. Boss knows my mantra, 1 game at a time. That's what you got to do.
Cap says you lost 4 in a row. Enjoy this match. Yeah. Well, Cap, you lost 4 in a row, but technically the loss to Yepes was okay because you had the 3 wins you made to the Elite Eight. So that to me that's a good run. You get 2 or 3 wins in any tournament, you're good. We talked about Super League set. Before we get into this match, we had some people on the bubble lose. We saw obviously Ed, one of them had to go and lost. The big one though, Logan losing to DJ. That's massive because we talk about we know Ashley won't be here, right? We know Ashley's not making Super League even though she's ranked 16. God is volatile because while he's good this tournament, who knows when he's going to be available next tournament? There's too much uncertainty there. Neither of these players are in the direct hunt. They're more quad 3 back in Q3 players, but we've seen someone make a run from that position. And just ask who was back there last tournament that made a run. Oh, Arya. Arya was way back there, made a run. Now has got a 5th win of the season. Background from 30th to 13th. Lara from 28th to 9th. You can make a run, but remember, at the same time, with a lot of Bye Island, which is very important to note, with a lot of Bye Island, it makes these first round games a little bit more valued and devalued in a way. It's valued in a game like this because it's no man's land, but there's also some devalue in the sense that, okay, you're only playing a quad 3 or 4 player. You have to think, okay, my next round, if I can get there, is the most important round because you're stepping up to a Q2 player. So getting good wins is important, but also knowing the situation is just as important in T5. For these two, it doesn't really matter because, like I said, they're going to full send it. But they do know it's winner take all, and for Cap especially, you got to think with the performance clauses and all, he needs to get this win. Otherwise, will Cap be a legend next year? I think he still will be because he's got the 3 wins, which is the threshold. But there is up for debate if more people start winning and you start getting unfamiliar winners in T5 and Super League. There's too much to think about. So for Cap, he just wants to secure. For Goldie, no, Goldie doesn't matter. Goldie won't be a rookie next year by default. Every rookie's getting promoted up to some new class, except for maybe Amber Monaco, who if they don't win, or someone who just doesn't sleeves like Jen or some. But for the most part, they know these rookies know they're going to be up to a new class, whether it be novice or vet, and they have nothing to lose in that element. So we'll see how it goes today. Looking forward to it. We'll see how much time I can get before I get a phone call. So let's keep it going.
Like you said, it's going to be full send for these two. I mean, you're eliminated from the Super League if you lose here in this round of 64. And even if you move on, we mentioned the 23% there for Goldie, 27% chance for Super League if you're captain. Again, the key word there is chance. You're not locked in if you win this matchup. You got to take that one first step. So Goldie with the highest seed is going to be having the first 2 home games. It's a best of 7. Cap will get the next 2 home games, and then it's 1 apiece up until the final game 7, which would go to Goldie. To your point, it'll be interesting to kind of see what we do in terms of high tier, low tier, maybe mid tier here. Where is the comfort zone going to be? Do we do something a little bit different here, depending on the situation? We'll see. That we mentioned the resumes, the win-loss record, very similar coming into this one between these two, so we may end up going into that crucial game 7. As mentioned, we've got Luke as our referee, and Goldie's got the call here on this first matchup. So Goldie, what are we looking at to kick off this first match here in this round of 64 here in Apocalyptic August? Starting Classic. Starting with the Classic 7 card start. And here we go as Luke gets that all typed in. And wow, how about this? We're starting right off with Dealer's Choice with the Wild.
Yeah, that's always fun. But you got to think now, Goldie going with the 7 cards. I'm interested, Seth, because that's really what Captain likes as we go Ditto play off the LaPlants. That's what Cap likes. He likes 5 to 8. This is what he loves, bottom feeder Uno.
Goldie going to play the Cap card there, and that's going to ice Cap out in green. Goldie going to continue to run.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Cap's going to flip that right away. There's no way he's going to be content to lay low. And there it is, 2 color for both. Here we go. Comes Cap off that Camaro 8.
Now establishing the yellow, yeah. Little double play there. Establishes the possession now, being away here in this first game.
Now we go to the yellow 4-9 up to Costa. Cap starting to run as we go back to the green from Goldie. Does Cap have a 9 efficiency or is he iced?
Let's see.
9 efficiency.
Does have that 9 efficiency. Brings it over into blue. Goldie now a trips play there. Reverse skip meta into the 9. Both down to
Cap with a
2.
finisher?
Does he have
Nope.
it?
Check.
Nope. Only a check. Does Goldie have a finisher here? No, a check as
Oh,
well into red. Ooh, we have not done red
Cap
yet, and
gets
that
it.
was what it
Wow.
needed. Wow. Almost
On
identical hands it seemed
color.
there, even despite the +2.
What are we at the hot lap challenge? 90 seconds. Uh,
I
I
mean,
don't really have much, but I'll go to Cap here. I don't think you can really say me. Cap. Clearly, you were iced on the green, but then it was 3-color. Talk to me about just getting lucky on that one. I think a little luck came into that because it seemed to be very similar hands. If Goldie had a double red finish and you had just one red, was it that green 9 to blue 9 efficiency? That 9 efficiency ultimately won you the game.
and then Goldie, obviously, we ended up seeing you being able to obviously get it over to red, but we hadn't been in red, so it was almost likely the two you might have been looking to close out in that color. Was it that +2 that drew you back that maybe might have been the difference maker there? Would you have maybe had something to close out if that +2 hadn't hit you?
Yeah, I gotta think here, Seth. Cap just bide his time there, kind of use a little lady luck, which is what he does. We talk about this 5 to 8. He has good feel for this, and it's ironic that he didn't pick the start. So there is still 5 and 6 open, but he knows 7 won't be available when he gets his home. I don't think he'll care an iota if he can get this win here because we talked about Cap too. If you can get the 2-0 lead, or definitely a 2-0 lead, you're in good shape. You know he's going to go back to that feeler. If Cap gets a 2-0 or something, then it's, oh boy, it could be lights out. So this is a pivotal game, especially since it's Cap who loves to play that low tier. You can read that.
So never had a great closer option, especially in game one. Don't mind playing plan A just to get the pulse on my opponents. That was just where we landed. And yeah, that was actually, well, I think there was only one draw on either side when one iced out on green, one iced out on yellow. Other than that, it was pretty plan A on both sides.
Yeah, plan A City is, yep, Goldie played the right cards. They will switch to yellow. Did I say the yellow? So, Cap, was that just instinct, right? Save the pocket pair and hope it work out? Because that was clearly instinct. I think it had to be a little instinctual. Otherwise, maybe you don't see that. Talk to me through the instinctual play. And that's really what it is, Seth. It's a feeler, but it's hard to say it's a good feeler when it's 90-second game.
Yeah.
You're going to need a couple more minutes, I think.
How much did you actually learn?
90 seconds, right? That's what Cap loved. We talk every time we do a Cap commentator session.
And Goldie says, "You got enough." Okay. I'd be
We
kind
don't
of
got
like,
enough.
oh, the game's over. Well, okay. Yay.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's not enough. That I'll tell you right now, Seth. For a player, maybe, but for a commentator, you need more time. But we
Yeah.
talked about this with Cap. We every time we do a Cap stream, he's trying to ice us out. He's trying to take the 12th man out of the game, which is us, and it's a fair assessment because we know absolutely Cap number efficiency. We know it's a fair assessment, and we love Cap Ford. He likes to take the 12th man out of the game, and when he can do that, that makes things a little bit more quicker, and the questions can't be as flowing. So we'll see if he continues that, but it all depends on the car stuff for game 2 for sure.
Already a victory on the road here, looking to double down, take maybe a 2-0 advantage into his first homestand. Goldie looking to draw this back 1-1 and get her first homestand victory here. She's got the call on the upcoming one here. Goldie, everything is open here. 5 through 15. What are we looking at for game number 2?
Double it. All right.
So we're going to go twice the classic, double classic, I guess we could say. Just one south of a full send.
Started off with Grim. Yeah, double OG to start here, Seth. Now, Cap has to go back to that playbook where he played against hockey and a little bit of now. They went upper tier. Not this upper tier, but they did go upper tier past 10. Let's see how he tried. We talked about it. He said in the past, I'm not the best with higher tier starts, not the best with higher tier cards. Well, now he gets a situation where at least he got the first banker to win. If he loses here, he's got the homestand. But if he can get the 2-0, like I said, with Cap, he can run downhill and end this game quick. What is this?
Huh.
That's a heat check already. And that's
I think
two
you're right.
things. One, it's a damn good hand, or two, he's trying something new. Let's see. He's trying to flush things. He could be flushing things too. So we've seen these early wilds become flush plays. And you flush the old toilet bowl cleaner. We'll see. Cap is known for these crazy, unique, venturistic plays. Let's see if Goldie can adapt.
I mean, we're in Apocalyptic August. I mean, to your point, we've kind of seen them as heat-seeking missiles, trying to search around, see is there a chink in the armor on the other side, and he'll go right back to
What
the
is
red with a
this?
wild, double wild.
One is one, but two is two. That's gotta be
I'll tell
something
you right
massive like that.
now, as we say, we try and read, the players and everything. I'd be really scared right now if there are two regular wilds that have been played right now. I think there's maybe one or two plus fours that are over there because a lot of times you end up having the plus fours. You're very comfortable to play those wilds in the early going.
I agree normally, but I'm not sure with Cat, man. He's very remember, he's not used to this 10 plus stuff. Is he just trying? There we go. I was going to say, interesting to a draw.
Yeah,
He's not used to this 10 plus stuff. So you wonder if he's just trying to lighten maybe some ammo and play a little bit more number efficiency and see where it lies. But that's 3 out of 4 wilds used. That's something.
that is definitely something there. And with that stacked plus two, now Goldie gets the possession, establishing it
Goldie
over
with the
into
possession.
green.
Goldie with the possession. Cap with, we think, a lot of different unique looks right here because
Certainly
there's no
seems
way
like
you'd
it.
be playing 2 wilds in the first 5 cards. But we'll see what he can do as he'll have a chance to respond here. You got to think something's coming here, Seth. This is Captain. Even though it's calm right now, unless that was his only 2 wilds and that was his only ammo, which isn't true, because you think he would have something. It is a unique strategy to try if he's
Like
going for double flush.
the only thing that he so far has played that was like an offensive special card there was the red plus two. Was that what he was trying to get to with the wilds? I'm not sure.
The yellow reverse play as well. I'm not sure either. Here comes Cap. We're about to find out right now, I think. Cap loading up, and he'll get the possession. There's a +4. So,
Yep.
yeah, he had something big. There's no doubt.
So now he'll take the advantage. 5 cards to 7. 4 freshies over to Goldie.
Unless he's on a massive one-color type strat here to go to blue to the end. Unless he beelines this, I'm not sure what the 2 wilds were, other than maybe he was trying to lighten a little bit of the ammo load and just play numbers and hope it works out. And that's Goldie once again on a draw on a +2 starter. Interesting.
Leaves it open on a skip, but does get the possession back again. Flipping the script once more.
Cap gonna just draw it back. So Cap did go through everything. He's out of +4s and wilds, we think, unless he
Well, I mean, is he? Do you maybe just not
even.
want to play the +4 there on a skip and hold on to it if you still have one?
That's true, but that would be a monster hand. Think about it, that's a monster hand that's at
Oh
two
yeah,
+4s and 2 wilds, and
yeah.
you think in any given game, 2 +4s and 2 wild, that's over. Unless you have the +2s on the other side to combat that, then it turns into defense. So we'll see who did a good job flushing who. There's Cap. Who's gonna go for the break? Interesting.
Puts it into yellow with the double play, the skip into the 0. 1 up from Goldie. Now it's a matter of what did we draw back here on that little mini draw city.
Yellow into Camaro. Go to Brock. Now we're just flying here, flying along. Cap with the possession, looking clean.
You're just trying to flush out those numbers right now as we're knotted at 6 apiece. Cap iced out here in yellow. Goldie can continue to run.
Cap could flip at any moment, though. We know Cap. He can flip it at any moment. Well, or Goldie will do that for
Or
him. Yep.
Goldie's going to flip it instead, yeah. Back into that red there that
Okay.
Cap liked very early on. Used 2 wilds to get over there. Double play from Goldie. Now down to 2. Cap got to start thinking here of, does he maybe have to use something defensively? If he's got that +4, do you use it now? Do you have to use it defensively rather than offensively?
That would be insane to think 2 wilds and 2. But there it is. Wow.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so trips play there into green. Little double play, or little ditto play, I should say, there from Goldie. But now knotted at 5 each. And Goldie iced in the green.
Cap here going for the switch right here. I think he might go for the switch. Yep, there it is.
Over to
in the blue.
blue. That bails out Goldie, but Cap does have the 1-card possession right now.
That's a risk to go into that blue. As theirs goes back to red. So Goldie back to red. We'll see if Cap can. There's still plenty of red numbers, though.
Into background, winner of this matchup goes on to face background in the round of 32.
The Cap squeak one by for a finish. That'd be something.
3 cards left. Could have a closeout
He
here.
got another +4, and that's it. Are you
he had
kidding me?
all the +4s. That's a double
okay.
+4 at the end. He had all 4 +4s during the course of this game.
Well, you did a good job because you flushed his 2 regular wilds and one of those +4s out. You actually probably prolonged that game more. Cap, did you get some of that? Did you first off the 2 wild? Did you actually have all 4 +4s at the start, or some draw city, or did Goldie throw some +2s in your direction where it helped? I don't think you could have had all 4 of them off the
I feel
start.
like you probably had 2 of them.
2 is acceptable. 2 wilds is acceptable. Goldie had a lot of the +2s. That's ridiculous, but oh my god!
Gosh.
Yeah, so you get that's unbelievable.
But to your point, there is the question I'll ask Goldie is incredible though. Even with that kind of a hand, to extend it as far as you were able to, send it into a draw city as well. The stack +2 may be a big difference maker there in extending this game further. Obviously, not much you can do in the situation with all the ammo on the other side, but I gotta say, definitely did a great job of at least prolonging this game here and giving yourself a shot, getting at least down there to 2 cards. I mean, more than likely, I think it's safe to say, KT, that we would probably not see someone even get anywhere close to the vicinity of Uno if there's that many +4s on the other side of the table.
That's unreal. I mean, Cap had basically the mother of all hands right there, but we talk about this with Cap. You know, you wonder if that's, I don't know, somebody else out there. Do they use their wilds that early? I don't know. Personally, a hand like that, would you play the wilds early? Do you maybe think about burning one of those +4s? Do you just draw? Hard to say, right? There's multiple ways to skin a cat when you have that good hand. Yeah, what goes along with it. Yeah, but, Cap is a guy we talked about. He's not used to those 10+ cards, and sometimes when you're not used to it, you have those monster hands. Because if you have, let's say you do a 5-card start, you're not getting 3 +4s and 2 wilds off the start. It's very rare. You ever see that on a 5er. So you get 5 of those cards on a 14. That's a third of the deck, or at least in your hand. That's going to be a tall order for anyone that's not used to that to try to run it down. So I can't blame Cap for trying to use those wilds. Let's burn some of the low light and the ammo load, and maybe flush Goldie with some things. Obviously, Cap picked up a +2 for sure. A +4 and a +2. Maybe. But yeah, I'm not sure what to say. Said it was really well played for Goldie to get to 1 or 2 cards, and Cap just a good job of saving it, because I thought for sure maybe there was some baiting going on with those 2 wilds, or it was a monster hand. And truthfully, it was the monster hand that he probably won't mind for sure.
It's interesting too, because I mentioned this earlier in the preface of this matchup was, do we end up seeing them kind of just stick with what they are comfortable with, or do we do something different depending on circumstances? You mentioned about how Cap is really comfortable down around that mid-tier, around the 7, 8, 9 card start. And really, back in T4, ended up kind of getting bitten on that higher tier start. But does a monster hand like this maybe sway you to start thinking about some upper tier here, going a little bit further into this game, especially now that you're going into your first homestand up 2-0?
I'm not sure. Cap is... He could go upper tier and risk it again, but I know Cap for a guy to go 5 to 10. I wouldn't be shocked if he tried something different. It's Cap. We never know with what his next move and his next ideology will be. But I think he's going to go with the hot hand. Now up 2-0. We saw this with Nam too, because Nam, ironically, was losing games on his bread and butter, which was the 10th through 15th, and Cap would win the games on... Nam would win the games on his low tier, the 5 through 8, and then Cap would somehow win games on 10 through 12, which is mid tier. So, strange thing. We've only encompassed 7 minutes of this series, 8 minutes. It's been quick. So I think that's game more. It's definitely more of a feeler game 2 than game 1, but at the same time, it's definitely an outlier hand because you don't see ridiculous starts like that. And the only reason why Goldie shot, it reminded me of Ed and Gon, where Ed didn't get a single +2 or at +4, and he took it 7. The only reason why he didn't take 7 is he missed a power play chain. If he takes that power play chain, we're going 7 with no +4. So if you're going to have a monster hand like that, you better have +2s to combat that on the other side, which Goldie did. I think that saved the game a little too, because if you can have, let's say, 3 or 4 offset +2s to those monster +4s, you stack them right, you can get out of the situation where you got to help the flush theory. But really weird game. Congrats to Cap, but Goldie did a good job, to say the least, to get that low with the monster advantage for sure.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think that that stack +2 was a huge difference maker in having this not be maybe another 90-second game. We ended up having this one drawn out a little bit further, but 2-0 advantage here for Cap, and he now gets ready for his first homestand of the series. Cap, ball is in your court. None of the OGs, no single OG, no double OG, but everything else is available to you. What are we going
I
here?
called it.
Okay, yep, you did. Going 1 down from the OG into 6. Low tier start here for game number 3. And at this point in time now, you're just basically, I think if you're Cap, you're flushing out ammo on both sides here and trying to hope that maybe either you can have a lucky plan A, or if not, maybe see if you can extend this into a bit of a draw city and hope that the ammo draw is on your side.
Well, and Cap probably wants to take us out of the game. The more questions we have, the worse it gets for me. Thinking
right.
You guys again. He's thinking, come on now. He's trying to take us out with this low tier, but it's a risk. We'll see. Or that. We talk about that too. When you go low tier, you got 2 options. One, you got the hand, plan A, see you on the other side, or plan B. Well, we're gonna have to go to draw city, and there's the draw city.
So now drawing back in the blue. We'll see who's going to be the first one to break out. Maybe get a lucky top deck draw here. And it will be Cap who's going to get it. His will now transfer into red. Goldie
Into the
immediately
green
with the
after
late
Goldie?
switch.
Maybe. Spacing. There you go. No, slow. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Don't worry. But yeah, I just give it. We'll hold the phone here, Seth. What is this? This is 2-color ISO. Was it yellow
like
only? Yellow, red only. Cap gonna do the skip draw. That's interesting. That 2-color on 5, 6. It's expected, but now in draw city, you wonder what's saving. There's the red. Cap goes back to it.
Yep. So maybe yellow red there for Goldie. Yellow green maybe for Cap. Obviously, the Pandora's box is going to be when we eventually transfer into yellow.
Cap looking for a run here now. What did he do? He will get the run. Is Goldie try? Do you want to switch to yellow? Because if Cap's got the yellow red, then it's a risk. Do you just play the draw city, wait, bide your time? I don't know. This is a weird situation because there hasn't been much battle lines drawn with no action and all numbers really off the stop.
If the option's there for Goldie, I think you try and get it back into green before you dip your toe into yellow.
ISO play. Less Cap. Well, remember, Cap, you never know. He could be hanging backdoor 8, and boom, the efficiency's there.
True.
So he's really good with that. That's what Cap's developed. He's got this Peter Onjak going for him, where he's been able to develop a little of this PO style. And Goldie's going to draw. Here comes Cap. Let's see. Cap is a guy, like I said, he's weird with that, with the number efficiency. He knows how to finish the games on it, but he also can catch you lurking at the wrong time. As here comes Goldie with a triple play into a quad. Into a quint.
Ooh,
all right.
Back into
blue. Now. It's off the starts what I drew. Does Cap have number efficient? We talk about this all the time. No, not that time. So what's the right number? Is this ISO play? No ISO. So Goldie saves it up, and Cap now going to make the bright the yellow. There we go. So now let's see what happens, because we said the yellow could be the color of choosing here that Cap wanted. Let's see.
Oh, we broke into yellow with Goldie having the advantage there with that that ability to play into blue, but now
Cap flipped it. Yep.
Ooh,
there's blue.
ISO play. Maybe looking for a flush out if there's something on the other side.
Cap for the finish with a +4 bang bang for 3-0. Oh boy, that'd be something.
It would have to be a +4.
Is this bang bang from Cap to go up? Well, it's 3-0 no matter what. There it
It's more
is.
than
Cap
likely a
going
plus
for the
4. Yep, into the
+4. There it
red.
is.
2 outlying reds here. That power play will link them together.
Yep.
Gets the Uno
Cap
called there on the
3-0.
red red 2 and ends it on the red
Great call.
6. Wow.
Great call.
Great time to
That's
use
a
that
great
power
call.
play there.
Yeah, no, you cannot leave that one hanging and God forbid +4 in the other direction. Cap, I'll go to you, man. Really solid play there. What was the theory behind the early draws? Were you having that +4 saved, or did you want to get into a draw city, maybe get Goldie off kilter on colors and play a little tricky? Because ultimately, I think the red ISO was the difference that won the game. You just had more reds, and Goldie couldn't combat the red. It was too colorful. Go ahead, Seth. You can ask
Yeah,
Goldie a
Goldie
question.
obviously going back to that play with the wild
Figure
into
two.
blue flushes out that +4, but if that +4 isn't there on the other side, you were down at 3 cards. Did you have a finish there? Would you maybe have also considered a power play there to be able to draw this back up 2-1 at that point in time if you had maybe just that one gap between those 3 cards?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Maybe there was a blue +2, blue skip or something. Maybe one of the last of the skips to try to finish it, or blue +2 and do a number and double number in blue to maybe use the power play. But Cap was the one of the punch.
Don't know if I played that game super well. Didn't have a finish, but did come with a lot of blues and greens in those early draws. Let the draw city go on for a bit because Cap was drawing too. I was actually going to comment on that there, KT, that I actually really liked the call there of saving those blues as both sides
Yeah,
appeared to be iced out on blue and being able to call back on that later on for Goldie. Holding on to those blues I thought was actually a really good play. Kind of was able to establish ice captain out there when it was looking like Cap was actually had the momentum down the home stretch.
yeah. You want to tread
So
water,
yeah.
but it didn't help me out later on. Yeah, that's the thing. When you tread water like that, it's tough because with two color hand, you basically have to hope the numbers line up in your favor. And unfortunately, Cap just had a little bit enough time to lighten the load in the yellow, and he ran through. And with the power play, sure you flushed the power play, but Cap, I think, has just been able to get a little bit more connected on these draw cities, Seth. I think that's the only difference here because when you have three colors versus two, sometimes a two color hand usually can work on a just get the straight line to the finish. But when you go inside draw city as Goldie said, treading water, it opens up the Pandora box for the box of cards on the deck. So best you can do there, I think. Cat just once again, we know how good his feel is on these low stuff. It's just he said he had a +4 at the start. Save it, don't rush it. A lot of other guys, shoot, let's use it right now, right? Because at 6 it can end in one turn. Cap just has a feel for that knack of 5 through 8, and he found it there, and he's one away. Not much to say there, other than he did a great job, and Goldie did the best she could with two colors for sure.
Yeah, and also a lot more options have been available to Cap here. Obviously, we documented that in these last 2 games, he has started those 2 hands with 4+4s here now in total. You kind of look at the stats here. He's had 5+4s. Goldie has had none at this point in time. You could even go back to the first game. I think there were 3 action cards played by Cap and only 1 that was played by Goldie. So he's had the ammunition on his side as well, and that's allowed him to be a little bit more flexible with what he wants to do in terms of do we go straight with plan A, or do we maybe try and see, do we want to maybe not show our hand early here, hold on to that +4 as he did here in this third game, and maybe go into a plan B, plan C, have a different read for the other side.
No, there's really not much we can do on 5 to 8, man. 5 to 8, it's a luck of the draw.
Mm.
14, that was an outlier hand for Cap, but even then, Goldie had all the +2s, right? So it's weird. Goldie had enough defense just to combat the game longer. But Cap just finally found a way at the end. But when it's 5 to 8, you're rolling the dice. You never know what can happen in 5 to 8. It could be Plan A, B line to the finish, or it could be like this, where there's a little bit of a Plan B, a little Plan C, even for Cap potentially, and it was just enough to finish at the end. But it's so hard to get the right feel and the right vote of confidence on 5 to 8 versus 12 plus, where you have so many options to work with that can camouflage it. But once again, Cap's taking us out of the game. He's not trying to ask too many questions, he's trying to finish it off and go from there. So we'll see how it goes. As it'll be a captain's call again. We're going to finish it off.
Yep, looking for the sweep here. Goldie looking to at least get 1 game back. As Cap's got his second homestand here. No 6-7-14. What are we going
Oh
here for
yeah.
game 4? We're going
Oh yeah.
all the way down to the cellar.
Yeah. This
If that
is
nuke's coming in and
not
we're in
a
the bunker,
shaft.
we want to
Yeah.
be as low deep in the ground as we can possibly get.
I'm glad we're in the. Oh, that's a great start, Seth. What a start! If you can get that connected, that's lethal. You
Let's
want a
see.
reverse skip start for sure. Well, I was right, but
Plays
he
off
just.
of it, but into a draw. Leaves it open in blue,
Oh
and Goldie
wow,
can't play off of the blue.
that is surprising, man. What is that?
What? Was that a top deck draw? A top deck draw green skip.
Ridiculous, ridiculous. Unless he saved that, that was a ridiculous play. Not that one. That was insane.
Now iced out in the
Cap
yellow after
though,
the light switch from Goldie.
Cap's out, but that was insane play. Once again, though, Seth, we talk about with 5 cards, it can go either way. It can
Yep.
go draw city or planet B line to the finish. This is planet B right now. Cap gets the blue switch. Okay, that's where Goldie drew earlier.
Might have been able to draw back one blue or maybe more here. See what Goldie's able to do. Finds a +2. They'll double play
Goldie finds a
there
plus
into the
2.
M6.
Cap now with 2 freshies. What does he got? And he, yeah, wow, back to yellow.
Brings it back to
Ice,
yellow.
though. Okay, Goldie can run.
Half off
Yeah,
special.
he was just straight out looking for the ISO. Yeah, called it. Yeah, that's a great call right there, Seth. Once again, top deck there, but he's just looking for the ISOs, knowing when to bide his time and make the break. That's how Cap runs it. And there it is. Tie game. Gets the possession arrow at least back to 5, and now being Goldie's court.
Boy, able to find those connectors with the light switches here and not a lot of ammunition to do it, having to rely on that number efficiency. Now into green. Pandora's box kind of open here, I guess you could say. I mean, we
Yeah.
didn't have a whole lot of cards to
Oh
break
my
open
goodness.
here. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa!
That was. Wait, yeah, the bot kind of froze us there.
Quad play finds the connector with the green reverse to end out in red, and Goldie draws one back.
I gotta ask Cap on that one, man. Cap, what the hell was that skip draw, man? Was that actually a top deck? Did you have double skip? Save the skip for a potential step on the gas later moment. And that was ridiculous, man. Okay, I was gonna say that was some next level thinking. If you did that, that would have been yeah, it would have been something.
Well,
But
Goldie, we ended up seeing you back in that previous game hold on to some blue on the draw city. You know, I'm looking here at the double reverse into the +2 to close this out. Was that anything you had on the initial start and held on to, trying to find some connectors, or was that all stuff in that drawback?
I think this was a case of just looking at this set. 3 colors because yellow was blue, yellow was juice for the most part. Then blue seemed to be juice. Cap tried to go back to yellow with the icer. I'm gonna have to think a lot of this was from the start. Yeah, a lot of this was from the start. Just by your time, we hadn't seen red, and we really didn't hit green till the end. Other than when Goldie switched off and was just maybe hoping to go back at some point. So I think most of it is true from the start, and then a little bit of draw city is a good mix. But you wonder right there if you're, I guess, Cap. You wonder a little bit. Could you have maybe, if you think about this hindsight, do you save the skips? Because remember, he was doing a good job those other games saving them.
Yep.
Maybe pick up, because if you save it, you don't even play it. Goldie draws, hindsight's 20, you got double skip. You wonder what you can do with that. Maybe you try to do some type of, I don't know, flusher and get to green, get the possession arrow established. I'm not sure, because when you go this low, anything can happen. And in this case, there you go. They split one. Cap had the plan B, plan C luck in the previous game, and then Goldie gets a little bit here with a little off the top, and we'll go to game 5. Probably not going to go to this level.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. The now possession error goes back to Goldie here, getting ready for her third homestand. Gets one back, 3-1 advantage for Cap. Goldie still in a must-win situation here, trying to draw this series back even, push it to a pivotal game 7. Only thing not available is that 5 card there, Goldie. Everything else is available. What are we looking at? Oh, we're going. Well, okay, so from the basement, I guess the fumes have cleared the air, and we can venture out into the Chernobyl now. We're going full send. We're going top floor.
So you got right now. Just let me get this reminder out. Just give me a sec.
Kick things off here in yellow with the 6. Full send. Goldie still has the power play available here. And we're just going to play it cool. Immediate light switch from cap to green. Doubles it into the 4 for Goldie. At full send, normally we end up having quite a bit of ammunition that gets played, but we have to wait a little bit for it. Normally we have to whittle out these numbers before we start to see the ammo come into play here, as we're into yellow once again. Goldie with the light switch back into the color we started with. And Cap's going to play off of that with a double play, +2. He'll now take possession, and Goldie will answer with the light switch into red. So looks like blue's going to be that Pandora's box color here for this 5th game.
Back cap now will go off the green 3 and the red, and ironically, fitting. Oh, back to red. Interesting.
Yeah, we've not yet seen that light switch into blue yet. We keep going from yellow to green to red.
Tie game now. Cap with PA if he can play. No, okay,
Nope.
He'll go back.
Goldie just trying to open up a bit of distance here in terms of cards.
There's the green. Okay.
Finds the swap over into green. Can Goldie play off that? Yes, she can.
Cap's got to think too, Seth. You wonder at a certain point, he'll go for a double play. When can I get into that period where I can just drain the cards out and get to 5, 6 cards? Because we know as we go double back to back there, that's where he really wants to get into that 5 to 6 card sweet spot, coming down from 15 as we go into yellow. And when do you pull the trigger on the blue as we continue to avoid it? Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible to me that we've gone this far. We're down to now nearly 5 cards each, and we have not gone over to blue yet. There's no way we don't have blue on either side, but
30 cards, he'd be shot. There we go.
Uses
you
the
speak,
KT
you deliver.
Wild, yeah.
Cap holding Goldie at gunpoint right there, oh boy.
Now the question is, with Cap making the move to blue, do you play into that if you're Goldie? Do you find some way to maybe try and wrap around again?
What's that?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going to power play. Okay. Well, this
right.
has to be, it's got to be defense, surely, right? Yeah. Defense. I don't know, Seth. I mean, I think you could just get away without doing it, but that's just me.
Yeah.
You could just play. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, there we go. Well, that's gonna. Well, there you go.
Yep, just kind
of
negates
the
that
game
a little bit now. Yeah, I kind of almost. I don't know. You get the stacked +2 there. That's 6 cards. That takes them away. I mean, Cap's already used his power play, so he wouldn't be able to use that link anyway.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if you just go +2/+2 draw, that would just end the turn. So I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
So in a weird way, it's a 2/2. You play 2 cards, you negate. Yeah, I gotta wrap my head around that one.
Yeah, there's obviously, I guess, a method to the madness here, and it'll be interesting to find out from Goldie what it is. Oh my gosh, look at the +2 city.
Well, yeah, Goldie's been getting more of the +2. It's 10-4 on the +2. Cap's gotten the +4s, but Goldie's been doubling up on the +2. It's weird.
I mean, I don't know if the green to the yellow +2 was already in her hand when she played the double +2 in blue, but can you imagine stacking 4 +2s there? You wouldn't have even needed to do the power play at that point. You're just literally pulling Cap away from the brink.
Cap basically gave her 6, but then I've got to remember that we hadn't played a blue. That was the +2s. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to think about that one. I'll have to wrap my head around. Cap now, at the very least, Seth has got the flush of the power play. So that's It's a neutralized game now, for
Yeah,
sure.
the only thing that I can think of here is if you're goalie and you know absolutely that you've got the cards in your hand right now. I mean, we've seen the number of plus twos she's been able to play. If you know absolutely you've got the hand to be able to win here, and that power play is going to, on the turnaround, get you a 3-2 series here going into your next homestand, then that makes sense to me if you feel that that's going to be a turnaround point. But if you're not certain that you're going to be able to close the deal out here and take the win in this game, then yeah, I'm with you. I'm trying to wrap my head around it as well. But right now, down to 3 cards. Cap with 8. Let's
Cap's
see if,
gonna load up here.
yeah, Cap's got to do something here because we're down in that
He's
red zone
loading
you
up.
talk about.
He's loading up. Yeah, this is gonna be. There it is. +2 galore.
Wow.
That's everything on the +2s, man. We're juiced. We're
That's
juiced. That's it.
nuts.
That is. I've never seen a game like that where every +2 is juiced. They were not even what. On the live, real quick, Luke. What are we at? 7 minutes.
Cap down here at 2. Does he have a finish to take the series? Oh, he's got the +4 to cap it off.
By the way, whoever did the scoreboard, thank you. I appreciate that. Cap gets it done, but we got to go to Goldie here. Goldie, what was the theory behind that +2 draw power play? What was go win for Cap there, Seth? I'm just trying to wrap my head around that one. That was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Open +200. Okay. I mean, the only thing I could think of there, Seth, if you power play there. Okay, so we're about high tier. I didn't see a ton. I want to load Cap with cards. I was worried about what Cap was going to give me back once I played a +2. And I'm like, okay. So my question is, could you have just done that without using the power play and save it? So like, okay, so that it was already.
Okay, so she was looking to
Okay,
draw a
trying to think.
blue. So she closed out with the +2s, left it open. The power play, she was hoping on the drawback that she would get a blue number to cap it off, so that way he couldn't play off the +2.
Oh yeah, you're taking a chance. Okay, yeah, that's hindsight 2020. There, I definitely understand what you're trying to do, because if you get a blue 2 or something, or a blue 3, then you undercut the +2 chance. But that's definitely a risky play, and I get it, and I think that would have been a better play, honest to God, Seth, if maybe you used that with. Now, when did you get those +2s though? Off the +6 he gave you with the yellow and green +2s. Yeah. Okay. Then it makes sense. Okay. Then if you got him off that, I understand. It's a risky play because the thing is, right? You do that, you think, oh, I'm in the clear, but then if it doesn't work out, he's got the +2. What did he pick up? So yeah, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I like the effort to try something different for sure. But I got to go to Cap. Cap, exceptional job right there, man. Obviously, it was a weird game where you had everything in the +4s and Goldie had a lot more of the +2s. How did you try to navigate that after you saw that power play? Was that a little bit of a case of saving, or did you profit off that +6 and got most of your ammo from there? And talk to me about the number efficiency and how you saved the blue to the end, because that blue, wow, we hadn't seen that blue till the end. Talk me through it. Go ahead. And Sam, we talk about this all the time. Sometimes it takes one last ditch effort. And for Cap today, we didn't have much going on those +2s, but he had a ton of luck on the +4s. And we know with Cap, we talk about this all the time. When it's 5, 6, 7 cards, that's where he thrives, man. He's not going to be one to shy away. And He did a great job there, to say the least.
Well, he had lot of luck on the plus fours, but he also did a great job in terms of the number efficiency to eventually get to where those plus fours were able to help him close out games. I mean, obviously we could kind of go back to the anomaly of game two where he ended up having three plus fours, so he had a lot more options. But we ended up seeing where he didn't necessarily have to use the plus fours in the other games in the middle portion of the game to try and establish something. He was able to hold on to them for a long amount of time. He was able to use the number efficiency to get down to where that was the kill shot. And I think that was a big thing too, because I think, what was it, game three, 6-card start, he had a plus four right off the bat. Maybe could have used it there to see if he could maybe close out the thing a little bit quicker. Was able to end the game in less than 4 minutes though, because he, on the drawbacks, was able to use the number efficiency to whittle out those number cards, held on to that plus four, and had it as the finisher. So I think that was a big thing too, the lead up to what he was able to do with the plus fours.
Yeah, and Cap is a guy we talk about. So you make a little mistake, he's going to capitalize. And while no mistakes were really generally made that power play on hindsight, it was a case of just Cap had feel for that lower tier. We talk about it all the time. When he gets feel for that lower tier, 7-6, he can get those wins on that. He gets 2 of those wins. It's going to be hard to overcome the deficit, because then he's just going to naturally get at least 1 on 10 plus. And how do you try to overcome that? It's hard when you play Cap, man. He's such a tricky player. We'll see what he says before we get into what he thinks of background, because they've played in other leagues before, I'm sure, but they never played here.
And here's
Should
the
be
thing,
a playoff game for sure.
We've seen this, and I think we saw this maybe more so in T4, but a little bit in T3 as well. Players that did so well in 2024 just not really been able to get out of the gate, get out of the blocks here in 2025. And we've talked about Cat being a former tournament winner back in Aquatic April in 2024. He finished 4th here in T5 1 year ago. Coming into this, is the last couple of tournaments, not been able to get out of the round of 64, came into this one playing from behind, didn't have the first 2 homestands, the lowest seed. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder if we were going to see out of Cap what we've seen out of a lot of others that have had a really strong 2024 here, is a cornered captain a dangerous captain? And we kind of saw that here with his style of play. We saw a lot more of an aggressive style out of the gate, realized that with 2 away games he was going to have to establish momentum right out of the gate, and that's what we saw. I kind of feel we've seen some other players as well that have not fared all that well here in these first 4 tournaments, that have got some really good resumes, and they are eyeing Super League. They've still got a percentage chance. Does this make them more dangerous here in the round of 64, and if they push further here into this T5?
Cap's dangerous, man. He said it off the top, I can get hot at any moment. You cannot underestimate this guy. When you have him corner like that, backs against the wall, let's not forget T2 last year. As he said, I only had 2 blues to start. I mostly saved them until the end because I didn't have a chance to play them earlier. I probably would have won sooner if she hadn't used power play. Props to her for using it, though. Since it gave it extra, it just didn't pay off. Cap, your thoughts on background? Goldie says outside chance of this game. I can't learn from taking risk to play. Yeah, that's what you got. It's a learning experience. Well, I mean, we kind of saw it coming in, Seth. I mean, both these players only had about 20% would be eliminated, because you're just not going to be able to jump out 20 spots if you just don't win round 1.
Right,
but
exactly.
Goldie, I guess because most likely you're probably done. But what was your biggest takeaway from D1? Because obviously everybody that's usually is the follow-up question I ask when you're done for this. We saw Ed yesterday. He was supposed to be ranked 54th or something, and he was a top 25 player, and he found a way through and had a great year of 5 wins. You had 3 wins. What is most from D1? What can you take away into Grimland and 2026? Because we still have Grimland open. That's the only difference this year. Some other events going on, but Cap, your thoughts on background and what you got to do now, because you've turned up to every game as a playoff game now, and that's a massive game for you. Battle of Latvia versus Wales.
Yeah, back-to-back.
But Seth, I think
he's facing off against here as well to kick off Apocalyptic August.
Yeah, Cap, he's dangerous, man. Listen, we said it again. He was a 10 seed when he won that tournament. All he's got to do is get 2 or 3 more wins. He gets background. Then he gets another high seed. Then he gets to the elite. If he can knock off 2 or 3 people in quads 1 and 2 especially, Cap's back. And then it's going to make the race even more tighter. So Cap is not out of it. You can never write him off. He's too good of a player. Until that scoreline says he's done, he's too damn good. As for Goldie, good season. Just learn, right? That's all you can do. Just learn, try some new things, and experience. And as you said, great season. Wish I could have gotten a little much of 500 for the most part. I mean, a solid name, consistency in D1, of course. I didn't have. Yeah, about 6 months, right? Yeah, 6, 7 months until you get back on the horse. And of course, you still got Grimland, right? Grimland is. I think I was telling most of the players I have played, I have said I play well. It just doesn't come. Yeah, I mean, you gotta think, Seth. We talk about the gap from D2 1. These guys didn't have the old bot last year. These guys that were in D1 had the old T5, the Super League. You're going up against a guy that has almost 200 career starts. That's a lot of experience too. And as you start to play more of these high pressure games, you'll understand what it's like to be in these moments. I think Goldie can chalk it up for Cap though. It doesn't get anything bigger than that. Him and background, the rookie trying to make Super League. Cap could put a dent into those plans. You can't count him out.
No, you definitely cannot. I mean, and think about this too. And I've said this: if you can be on the losing side of a series and not feel disappointed with your gameplay, feeling that you did everything with what you had to the best of your ability, then that in a sense is a victory, because you then take that confidence, you take that experience into the next tournament, and that can be a difference maker. I mean, so many times we'll end up seeing somebody have that one breakout game in a tournament, and that's the avalanche that they need to just have the momentum to be able to make a run. You talk about background, kind of case in point there. We're going to be seeing him and Captain facing off here in round 32. It just took that one game, that one series, and all of a sudden now he's putting himself out there. He did great back in T4. He's getting the bye here in T5. Same deal could be happening here for Goldie, taking the experience, going up against these seasoned veterans like Captain, getting these reads. We could see an entirely different Goldie when we start 2026.
Yeah, that's it. It's all about learning experience, man. There's no textbook on how to be good at this game sometimes. It comes down to feel of the experience of the players, and I'll get to Cap in a moment, but he just had a little bit more feel today, and he loves that 5-8, man. That's what makes him lethal. Seeding doesn't matter to me because I just know I could be anyone and lose to anyone too. SL isn't really what I go around. I just want to finish the season strong, get back on track. Maybe if I reach the F8, I'll start thinking about a possible. Yeah, and that's really the best mentality for Cap. You start getting these wins, and you can get to the E8. Then you start talking about what does the committee look at. You want to get there. Right now, a win against that's not going to be enough, but if he were to go quicker, and depends who wins on the other side, he can start thinking about it. All we know for today, at least he's back, and he stops the losing skid. We'll see what he does against BC. And we'll see. Long day ahead, man. We got 5 more to go. Sure, a lot of them are non-stream, but it's been a very good tournament so far. A lot of interesting storylines that keep developing, and we'll see what happens on the next stream. Andy Drip, that will be an ultimate Golden State California on California crime. Looking forward to that one.
Absolutely. So there you see it. Cap's going to be moving on to face off against Background in the Toxic 32. We already know on the other side here of the Bunker region, Lane going to be taking on Yoshi, 3 versus 6. And as KT alluded to, a lot of games still to be played here today. 2 more of them going to be streamed at 5 o'clock with Andy Drip, 8:30 with Peter on Jack, Austin Rogers. We've got Lamas versus Bowtie, Hockey versus Brian from 1 to 1:30, and then later on tonight, 8:30, Tunnel Region with Nick versus Steven. So a lot going to be determined here in this Scorched 64 in all 4 of our regions during the course of this afternoon into the evening hours. But congratulations to Cap. He's going to be moving on here into the Toxic 32 in the Bunker region. Background waits in the wings for their matchup. Thanks to our referee here this afternoon, Luke, KT, for joining me here on commentary. We'll see you guys here at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Tunnel Region, Andy versus Drip coming up next here in T5 of Apocalyptic August here in the 2025 MRE Uno Tournament on YouTube.
This has been a presentation of MRE Uno Division 1.